Welcome to Inside Town Finances. Inside Town Finances is a select board initiative designed to educate and inform the community about various topics related to municipal finance. Each volume of Inside Town Finances focuses on a specific topic. More detailed information about each topic can be found on the town website. This is Volume 9, the FiveYear Forecast. Hingham's FiveYear Forecast is an important planning and decision tool. By providing the town with a picture of current and future revenue and expenses, the FiveYear Forecast informs goal setting, the annual budget process, and personnel management activities such as collective bargaining. The FiveYear Forecast also allows for early identification of potential future issues, such as structural deficits. What's included in the FiveYear Forecast? The FiveYear Forecast shows both sources and uses of funds for the next 5 fiscal years. Sources of funds, or revenue, include the tax levy, new growth, debt exclusions, state aid, local receipts, and fund balance. These are described in more detail in volumes 1 through 3 of this series. Uses of funds, or expenses, include state assessments, an overlay for property tax abatements, as well as town meeting appropriations for all municipal and education expenses, capital outlay, employee benefits, and debt service. Revenue and expenses from the Weir River Water System, the South Shore Country Club, and the sewer are also captured on the FiveYear Forecast. Revenue from user rates offset all expenses in these operations, so the FiveYear Forecast is unaffected by these activities. How are revenue projections developed? Revenue projections are developed using a data-driven process that reflects the limits imposed by Proposition 2.5, overall economic conditions, historical trends, building permit activity, and guidance from organizations such as the Massachusetts Taxpayers Foundation. Over the next 5 years, town revenues are projected to increase by approximately 2.5% to 3% each year. What steps has the town taken to increase revenue? The town has increased local receipts by adopting the meals tax, establishing a fee-based ambulance service, and by reviewing fees and permit costs every 3 years. To encourage new growth, the town has maintained a single tax rate for commercial and residential properties, adopted a statute called 43D to accelerate commercial development, and commissioned the South Hingham Study Group to explore development options. The town also pursues grant opportunities, securing $2.8 million during 2019. How are expense projections developed? Under Massachusetts general laws, municipalities must prepare a balanced budget in which expenses must match available revenue. The expense portion of the FiveYear Forecast shows one way to apply available revenue. Since 75% of the town's revenue is subject to the limits of Proposition 2.5, most expense projections assume 2% annual growth. Exceptions include debt service and long-term liability obligations, which are forecasted based on funding schedules, and health insurance costs for active and retired employees, which are forecasted based on historical rate increases. Should the town be concerned about deficits in the FiveYear Forecast? Yes. Consistent deficits in the FiveYear Forecast signal that expenses are projected to grow faster than revenue. Left unaddressed or allowed to grow, this can lead to a structural deficit in which available revenue cannot support existing expenses. Resolving structural deficits may force difficult trade-offs, such as reducing services, which typically requires personnel reductions, and/or by increasing taxes beyond what is allowed by right under Proposition 2.5. That's a more detailed look at the town's FiveYear Forecast, an important planning and decision tool that is used in many different ways throughout the year. This concludes Volume 9 of Inside Town Finances. Thanks for listening.